Good evening. It is, I don't know why I always love saying the date, but I like it, so I'm going to keep sticking with that. It is November 18th, Monday. A couple of days ago, I did my money podcast, which I'm surprised has was so popular. I don't know. I guess I thought that my view on money um, was something common, but apparently it's not. So I've been getting a lot of requests on the whole savings thing. How to save, what are some of my tips on saving, how much do I save, what percent, this and that. Like my last podcast, I've searched on the internet for all these money saving tips, and there was really nothing that worked for me. So these are some of the things that worked for me. And like I said before, regardless of who gives you any tips or advice, you have to remember to do what works for you. So if buying a house is your thing, then you do that. If it's not, then don't. But remember to try to do things based on what works for you. So I'm sharing what has worked for me. Savings 101, I've got 5 tips, and then I've got all these little jumbly things that I wrote down that I want to share with you, talk about how much I save, and so on. Number one thing when it comes to savings is stop buying cheap stuff. And when I say cheap, I mean inexpensive things. I used to be the queen of this. Like, I would be like, oh, people would be like, how much was that? Oh, it was only $5. It was only $10. It was only $20. It was that stuff adds up. So stop going places, buying things, and getting it because it's inexpensive and you're not going to use it anyway. And the exercise for this is go through your closet, go through your shelves, go through your pantry. What do you keep buying that you never use? And listen, I can tell you right here and right now, if I buy another loaf of bread that I'm not going to use, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to shoot myself. There are little things that I keep doing. It's like in my mind, I'm going to make a sandwich, or for the gym. Sometimes I do it, but I keep buying these things in hopes that I'm going to do something with them, and I'm not. So I have to just stop buying bread because I'm wasting my money because I've thrown away at least maybe 2 or 3 loaves of bread in the last couple of weeks. I know it's a mess. Same thing goes for your closet. I have looked at stuff in my closet and I'm like, I'm not even gonna wear this. It was cheap. And so this is the part where I say you're gonna do quality over quantity. If there's something that you really like if there's a pair of jeans, I love AG jeans. I say buy the thing that you really love that you're gonna wear again and again. I say one pair of quality jeans that you can wear twice a week. And listen, I wear my jeans twice a week. I got one pair of jean shorts that I wear all summer long, and I'm talking about at least 3 days a week. These same exact pair of shorts. And if you don't believe me, go look on my Instagram. I wear the same shorts all summer long. They were a little pricey, probably like $120, but I got my money out of them. So I got them on today. It was 70 degrees in Atlanta. I got them back on. Exactly. So quality over quantity. Stop buying cheap stuff. The second thing I would recommend you do is set up an automatic debit savings account. I have one through ING, but I think it got sold to Capital One. I set it up so long ago. I still have it set up. But what you want to do, if you know that you're not going to be disciplined enough to put savings away, set up an automatic savings set an online savings account that will debit from your checking account, and you can set it up for the day that you get paid. Whatever day you get paid or the very next day, set it up so it'll just take the money out of your account and you don't even think about it. And then the third thing is how much. I say start small. If you're not making a ton of money, don't try to break yourself, saving hundreds or thousands of dollars. If $50 is all you can afford to save, start small. And what will happen is you'll start getting your statements, and then you, just like anything else, you start to see yourself doing well. Flex up and get used to not missing it, and then start flexing up, and then you'll realize that you can probably save a lot more than you imagine. The thing about money is this. Me and my girlfriend used to say, no matter how much you make, if you don't have a disciplined mindset when it comes to money, you will spend what you make every time. So it doesn't matter if you make $30,000 or $80,000. You know what people do when they start making more money? They go out and they buy more expensive things. It's like, okay, when I was making 30,000, I was driving a Toyota Corolla, but now that I'm making 80, I'm gonna go get a Lexus. So whatever's left after you pay your bills is really how much money you have. So I don't care what your income is. I'm gonna tell you something. I live with someone and he made probably triple what I made, but I had more disposable income. So I have more money technically. So who cares how much your salary is if you don't have no money at the end of the day? You can't do anything because you start making more, so you go out and buy the more expensive things. So you still just as broke as you were when you had the smaller income. Number four is try going without. So try going without something. Just kind of like, no cable, no TV, no something. Cut off a couple of things that you have, a couple of luxury things, and see how much you don't miss them. Like you'll realize that I didn't even really miss that. Try it. I don't really know what it might be in your life, but maybe it's one thing. Maybe you cut the gym membership off during the summer months and you actually get outside and exercise. I'm not a huge fan of all these like scaling back, no Starbucks, this and that. Like, I'm just not a fan of that because you have to do some things that you want to do, but I'm pretty sure there's something that you're wasting money on. Pick one thing that you go without. Maybe you cut the cable off for a month, or you don't renew something, your GQ subscription or whatever, and read it online. Just one thing that you're spending on. Try going without. Um, Number five is back to the emotions. I always say that this whole money thing is all in your mind. It's all about the emotions that go with it. And the reason why I started saving early is because I have been broke and I really don't like it. Like, I really don't like not having money. I really didn't like having negative balances and all that kind of stuff. And trust me, I had it. I was like, listen, I used to be in the bank, my current bank. I would be in there fighting and arguing with them for overdraft fees. And now when they see me, they just laugh because it's like it's a totally different story. But I was there and I don't like it. So save because being broke sucks. And focus on earning instead of cutting back your Starbucks. Instead of figuring out how to cut back $5 a day. Think about how you can earn an extra $5 a day. Can you be selling your books? Can you offer some services? Do you knit? Do you sew? Can you babysit? Do you like to clean people's homes? Whatever it is that you love to do, figure out how to make some extra money doing that. Change your check to check mentality. You should even be the days that you get paid. I know it's like, oh, it's payday, it's payday. Don't spend your money down to the day that you get paid. It's a terrible mindset and it's hard for you to get out of it, but you've got to get it out of that like first and 15 mindset and just think big numbers, big, I'm going to spend as least as I can and let that money start to add up and stack up. Some tips. This is quick hits. I used to buy two buck chuck from Trader Joe's. I didn't buy really expensive wine. I would always get two-buck chuck. It's inexpensive. I would eat inexpensive meals. I really, I like I like mixed greens with tomatoes, dry pasta with parmesan, and like chicken or fish or whatever. But I could eat that every single day, really. So I find the meal that's healthy that you like, that you can eat over and over. Share things. I'm an avid book reader, and so I have a girlfriend that I share books with. We swap. Hey, I'm done with this. Do you have that? Did you read it? I do a lot of that. When I used to work at my old PR firm, when people used to still buy music, we would all take turns buying CDs. And so on Tuesdays when new music comes out, we would all buy one CD, and then we would pick who's buying what, and then we would all like burn and swap and share. So figure out how you can get with a group of things that you typically spend money on that you can swap and share. That goes for clothes, that goes for shoes, that goes for whatever it is that you like that you're probably overspending on. Put together a swap or share group. Take public transportation. I really like this idea, and I do it, and I like doing it because I like to see what's going on in the community. I like to listen to the ringtones. What are people listening to? What are some of the conversations? What's happening? What is happening in the world? And what it does is it saves you on parking. So if you're going somewhere to an event and the parking's $20, take public transportation. Saves you on gas, and it's cool. It's fun. It's not a big deal. And this is one of my number one tips that I have shared with every single person. I live for this. When you are in a bind and you need money, ask for it outright. Do not borrow it. You don't have it today, and you're not going to have it tomorrow. And when you get it, you're just going to put yourself back in a hole. So if you're short $100, don't ask somebody to borrow $100. Go to four friends and ask for $25. I'm telling you, that is the way you have to do it. Stop borrowing money, because if you don't have it today, you're not going to have it again. And just people were asking me personally, how much money do I save? I save a lot of money. I save a lot of money per month, in the thousands, because I want to. So it's like you're probably like how much thousand. I sat here before I did this, like, am I gonna tell them how much I save? But I do set a budget for how much money I'm gonna save every month. So every month I write a check to my savings account. I don't have a debit card for it. I will say that the amount of money that I save per month is probably as much as I was making per month when I had my last business. So I really have saved in a way that I can like have a salary per year. So like I've saved enough money that would be a salary for someone, for anyone, because savings is really important to me. And so could I have a nicer car? Yes, I could. Like, could I have a bigger house? Sure. But for what? For what? Um, my freedom is more important than anything. And so I know I'm aware of the fact that, I spend most of my time, but who cares about, I like my house. Yes, I have a nice home. I have nice things. I buy nice stuff. I go on nice trips. However, saving is so important to me. So I do it. And I hope to, I'm going to save. So I've saved money on my own, and then at the end of the year, I take another chunk of money that's not out of my personal savings. I take another big sum, and then I put that into something that I can't touch for like years. So I have a savings that I can go into, but I don't. And then I have another chunk, which is basically the same amount that I put into a fund that I do not have access to. I'm putting something in a fund that I won't have access to until I'm 40. So I'm 34 now, I'll be 35 in May. So for the next 5 years, I cannot touch this money. So when I'm 40, regardless of what I'm doing, I want to be okay when I'm 40. I want to be fine to take on projects, to consult. And so I'm preparing for my future. I'm not emotional about money. I don't care about what people think I have or don't have. I'm okay with wearing the same clothes. I like nice things, but I learned very early the importance of putting money away. So I hope those little tips helped you. You guys have a good day or good night. Talk to you soon. Bye.